to do his late game antics to get over the top of the well-seasoned Perth Wildcats, who are very familiar with winning these type of games on the road, as they try and finish off the Blaze, who have lost 2 straight. Terrible pass by Brad Robbins. De Leon is fouled by Robbins.
Good huddle from the Perth Wildcats. A little bit of frustration between Robbins and Redditch about who should have been popping and where it was supposed to go. Good start for the Blaze.
They have a crack at one another, but then they're right together.
Yep.
Never see bad body language with the Perth Wildcats. Adam Gibson has missed his last 2 after running off 4 straight.
Out of it.
They get it into Knight. Got Garlip on his back. The shot comes up short off the backboard. De Leon in hot pursuit from behind. I love seeing guys from behind get themselves into the play.
And it started because Martin was able to pick up the ball so quickly and contain it and stop De Leon being able to get his head down and get to the basket. But you're right, it sets up Robbins coming from behind, and all of a sudden you're surrounded.
Goulding with a tough runner. Can he get a roll? Yes, finally. Chris Goulding gets a break. Got his 5th point.
And that might be just what he needs, Steve. Sorry to jump in, but he just needs some confidence, and he finally got a roll.
Now it's a 7-point game. Toby, he traveled.
Good call.
Team warning for delay of game. Go, you guys. One delay of game warning, okay?
And the delay of game warning because of that shot by Toby after the whistle. Next one results in a technical foul. As the Gold Coast Blaze could get this thing down to 4. De Leon gets all the way to the rim, can't get the roll. Garlic trying to keep it alive.
I got you advantage, buddy.
Redditch. That's long. Like we said, Perth will give you your opportunities.
And that is the perfect example. So we see Goulding with a bit more confidence.
Chris Goulding, 2 straight field goals, and he's got his swagger back.
That was a great crossover. Really set his man up to be able to get to the middle. Crossed it straight back on the baseline.
You can run if you want, okay? You can run if you want.
That's the finish that has made it a 5-point game. And Kadee comes back in for De Leon, who's got his limp on.
Yeah, well, don't write him off, though, because we saw this in Cairns. He limped off a couple of times and still put back.
Kadee gets some valuable time out on the floor. Clutch situation. Represented his country at the junior level. Sure, he is not at all overawed. Lish with a floater. Oh, that's big time.
And it was almost like he sensed his team needed a basket. They went to him on the right-hand side so he could come back on his left. Great touch.
Worthington gets it back to Gibson. His floater. He's got the answer on the other end. Great matchup between these 2.
Another tough basket made to look easy.
That was a good 10-foot runner. Wagstaff on a nice pass. Can't get the finish. Kadee gets it ahead to Gibson. Goulding for 3. That's long. Worthington with a great play. Offensive rebound, falling out of bounds, throws it off the leg of Damian Martin.
That is a good heads-up play, and there's nothing Damian Martin can do. Worthington threw it at the right position because it came straight at his shin.
Worthington comes up with a loose ball. 5-point game. Gibson gets to the rim, lays it up off the window. Adam Gibson on fire tonight, giving his team everything he could possibly give him. He's got 26 points at 66% as we try and wipe the floor up. We don't want to see anybody going down in that high traffic area underneath the basket. 3-point game, just under 7.5 to go.
What a game from Gibbo, only averaging 9 points a game this season. Doing plenty of other things for his team, but tonight proving that he can certainly score when needed as well.
Wow, I thought he traveled again.
He did.
Lish with Worthington. Gets all the way to the rim. Kevin Lish getting it done at a high rate. All the way to the rim.
And Worthington nearly fouled again by reaching.
Perth defense gets a deflection, and they're running. Lish. Ooh.
He wanted that.
Toby. Toby for 3. That's long.
Toby needs to be careful, Steve. Every time he catches a ball, it looks like he travels.
Plays with a score, and it's back to 3. Lish has had the answer every time the Gold Coast plays get close. Martin for 3. Gibson.
You just love to see Perth run a couple of set plays that Kevin Lish give him an opportunity.
Holding, can't get it to go. Adam Gibson will reload for the Blaze. Garland wants to take Neville off the dribble. Neville changed the shot.
Looked like he was fouled.
Shot it awfully hard for somebody that wasn't fouled. Neville. Worthington on his back. Charge.
And that's a good call from the referee, too. It's clear. Offensive foul from Luke Neville.
Anticipated where he was going to turn.
Mark Worthington read him like a cheap novel. He always knew he was coming back to his favourite right hand.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. Could have been unsportsmanlike. Well, you got the stop, though, and you want to stay focused on what needs to be done. Great defensive play by Mark Worthington. De Leon is back in.
Maybe he can recover.
Minus the limb.
He's got some healing powers.
There where you left footed.
5.5 to go here in the fourth.
Now the fans are starting to get into this game as well, Steve.
Gold Coast Blaze gotten themselves back in. He's still only shooting 34% from the field, and they've managed to find a way to get in here in the business end of the game. Hudson gets it back to De Leon. Gets through a small gap. That's before the shot.
Well, White hand checking.
It's such a fine line, Steve. The Gold Coast really need De Leon to be able to score, but it's a fine line with him trying to do it all himself and not creating for his teammates as well. And he's going to have to make some good reads in this last 5 minutes against the good Perth defense.
Yeah, only 2 assists tonight. He's had trouble against this good Perth defense. Worthington gets to the rim, comes up off the mark. Golding comes down with a rebound, and he's fouled. Golding getting into the game in other areas.
Yeah, good read from Golding. And as you called, Steve, that's the way you get yourself into the game. He's got good athleticism, good size. Be able to read those missed shots. 4 fouls now for the Wildcats.
De Leon Gets into the gap, can't get the finish. Neville taps it out. Golding gets it. De Leon had a shooter open on the wing.
That's a bad foul from Perth too, because that's going to send Worthington to the line now. That's their 5th foul. The Blaze have got none in this last quarter.
Timeout on the floor as the Blaze have orchestrated the comeback. We've got ourselves a 3-point game. 4:48 to go till our decider. We'll be back.
Hungry Jack's introduces premium choices. To show you how tasty they are, we've added extreme close-ups of our avocado, shot our Swiss cheese in slow motion, and added tricky rim lighting to our zesty tomato relish. Now I'm going to introduce them with my deep, rich voice. Meet the Swiss Avocado Chicken Tender Crisp and the Cheddar Swiss Chicken Tender Crisp. Part of our new Better Tastes menu. Hungry Jack's makes it better.
Reversal. Look for the reversal. Bubbles, I want you opposite the ball, okay? Yep. I want you opposite the ball. Look for the reversal. Either attack and kick or kick, okay? This backside should be open, okay? That's on dive. The other look is as you're coming out here, you setting this screen, slip that one. They're trying to jump around it. Slip it, look for it straight over the top.
A lot of time left. I'm sure we're going to see a few different scenarios. But it's been the Blaze who've been able to come back, and hard to tell with the numbers. They've been efficient at the foul line, though. 14 of 16 from the foul line compared to 12 of 20 at just 60% for the Wildcats.
We could be on a roll, Steve. This could be another overtime game. 2 weekends in a row.
That'd be great.
Well, I'm sure the fans would love to be able to see that.
Decent crowd here after man, they came late. And Worthington makes it a 1-point game. The Wildcats have coughed it up. De Leon stays in bounds. Worthington for a 3. Hudson keeps it alive. Worthington was feeling it.
He was. And he's that sort of player. He wants to take the big game shot.
De Leon gets to the rim, and he gets it up and in. Gold Coast Blaze have the lead for the first time tonight.
Great effort from the Blaze to be able to stay with it. De Leon found the gap. A good touch going to the basket.
Lish clearing out some space. Finds Luke Neville. Kevin Lish has had all the answers down the stretch.
And Lish really cleared everyone out. Saw that he had Chris Golding on him. His eyes lit up. He looked like a Christmas tree.
De Leon has it knocked away by the defense of Damian Martin. Showing a hand because he can shoot this. A couple of different hesitations. A floater's block. Great D by Damian Martin. Tovey. Martin gets it into Wagstaff. Turnaround jumper short. Worthington gets a stop. Tough pass to Will. Can't get the score. Hudson down there. He's got hands in. Knocks it loose. Got to get rid of it. Off the hands of Damian Martin. Gold Coast Blaze ball.
Jesse Wagstaff asking the question, can I get a foul?
Blaze playing with the desperation here in the second half. Still down by 1 with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go. Boy, this has turned into a ball game. Somebody needs to make a 3-point play or miss a free throw and get it on an even number. And we're off to overtime.
We got to right there and win the possession, boys. Okay, win the possession. Now.
Hey, the 2-man's got the ball out of bounds.
We good with that. Kev, take it out and get it in quick. Get it in quick. All right, so you get it. They might peel out here and just Let's go and play. We're getting too bogged down. Okay, so get in as quick as we can. In the half court, let's go back to corner. Mix up your cut stay. Let's go over the top this time. Maybe look at our flash. Okay, they're putting a fair bit of heat on flash. On a flash. Hey, let's have a 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
It took them a while to get to what they needed to do.
It
Timeout.
The shot clock expired on that timeout.
Well, they have been together for quite a while, like you said, Shane, and I guess they're pretty familiar with what they have to do down the stretch. Just a couple of little minor adjustments on their offense that Rob Beveridge thought it was bogging down in.
They've probably got their best lineup back into the game now, as you would expect in the last 3 minutes of the game, with Redditch coming in for Luke Neville.
Worthington. What was that? That was on the top of the knee, wasn't it?
Why is that a shot, reset? I mean, they threw it into his knee. He didn't deliberately kick the ball.
Well, at least it was below his knee. De Leon. He's got Martin all over him.
I love the enthusiasm from the Perth Wildcats, but they can't foul either. They're putting a whole lot of pressure in and putting their hands in. Redditch was lucky not to be called a foul, and they certainly don't want to be putting the Blaze to the line.
De Leon's a good foul shooter. Especially at home when the crowd reacts on it. De Leon with a oh my goodness, out of nowhere. Adrice De Leon gets it on an even number like we were talking about. Give the Blaze a 2-point lead. It's going to have to go to the end of regulation.
And now he's got his swagger on.
Lish, he's had all the answers. The Knight spins, creates space, misses the layup. He was off balance. De Leon kicks it ahead to Gibson. He lays it up and in.
Matt Knight's down. Matt Knight's down. Game's going to stop. Didn't see what happened there, but
we've seen him go down and knocked unconscious before. That's where he went down. We didn't see if he was hit in the head or landed. He looks really groggy.
Yeah, that is a worrying sight.
We'll have another look here as he lands awkwardly.
He must have hit his head or something. Good to see the Gold Coast Blaze. Medico's out to him now.
He really hasn't budged. It looked like a head injury just from.
Just run straight on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask to make sure that those all players are truly taken care of, and they're encouraged to seek attention there.
You won't get a couple.
Every caretaker with all our players on both sides of the court.
Get a better look here. He goes up for the second effort. And he goes, oh.
Still really couldn't see.
It didn't seem like his head hit the floor.
I was waiting for him to really hit his head hard, but obviously something's happened that we haven't been able to locate so far, but it doesn't look like in a good way. Obviously.
Staying in a hotel, visit www.stayinthesame.
They just need to take their time. And, I mean, the most important thing in this situation is the health of Matty Knight. They need to take as much time as they need to be able to take care of him.
United States, we mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, taking every precaution just to make sure our players are well taken care of.
Well, he really hasn't budged down there.
Medical attention there as well. 77,
and of course the
on the scoreboard.
Medical staff for both teams out there now. They've got to make sure it's a lot of things before they make any kind of movement with him.
Exactly, and the Perth Wildcats travelling with their physio, Dave Philpott.
We'll continue to look after the welfare of Matthew Knight, but we'll take a short break and hope for all the best. Welcome back. We're still looking on the situation of Matthew Knight. They brought out a stretcher and then they took the stretcher. Now it's still there. They're trying to get him on now, as you can see.
We've got to bring in the heavyweight, Pero Cameron, to be able to lift the big fella. Bit of strength off the bench.
Well, that's not going to be a problem, all those big guys out there.
Pero could have lifted 3 of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as you
Must be his neck. He kind of snapped back a bit when he hit the ground off balance.
In the furnace. Please put your hands together.
Well, all the best to Matty Knight.
We'll make sure he's well and truly looked after.
Get him right.
We ourselves.
Put a little dampener on the game, Steve.
Yeah, it has. They're holding his head, and it looked as if he was moving all of his body parts. They're trying to keep him still, but with 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go, they're going to have to do it without the services of Matty Knight. Luke Neville comes in for him. The depth of Perth just goes on and on. But they are down by 4. That did everything but go in. And still, Perth down by 4. Worthington with a smaller Lish on his back. It's triple team. Gibson has the ball deflected. Martin turns down to 3. Neville. Neville loses the ball. Tovey, Worthington goes out on Cam Tovey. Graham Clark all over that one. Nobody disputing it.
Neville just didn't look confident in the block. He needed to make a play, either get it to the open man or make a play to score himself.
Huge possession for Perth if they want to stay in this one.
This is the sort of comeback that can change the Blazers season.
De Leon in a trap. Perth can't get the stop. And the shot clock expires. They do get the stop. Running out of time, though, down by 4. They need a score on this possession. Timeout to the Perth Wildcats. Not a great look for the Gold Coast Blaze, who could have pretty much put the game out of reach.
The only positive for the Blaze was the fact that they used the full 24 seconds to be able to take off the game clock.
Yeah, I guess it's better than a bad shot that results in a long rebound and an easy transition fast break basket.
Great defense from the Perth Wildcats, and the Blaze have to be aware that they are going to double at every opportunity. So as a guard, you can't put yourself in that position to be doubled in the wrong position.
As the atmosphere picked up, I guess when your team is down by 19 at halftime, wasn't a whole lot to cheer about. They're thinking, man, I should have stayed at the Christmas party that I was at. But instead,
this might have just started the Christmas party for these fans. But the Perth Wildcats have still got plenty to offer. This play out of the timeout will be interesting. You would have to think that they're going to go Kevin Lish in some way, shape or form. He really gave up a shot before to get it to Damian Martin. The play before, he gave up a shot to be able to get it to Tovey. And he's the one that really needs to be able to make the play either to finish or to be able to create.
Well, 4-point game. And now Perth take the basketball out of bounds in their front court. Here's Moretich. Puts it on the floor. Lish can't catch it clean. Little hesitation dribble finds Neville. He's got to make a play. Can't. Oh, man, he's got to make that.
He needed to make the first, but the second had to be a three-point play. Again, off the creation of Lish, had all the herky-jerky stuff to be able to find a way to get to the paint. Good heads-up play to get it to Neville. You can't shoot it for him as well, though, Steve.
Oh, he did everything but that. When you talk about the importance of that hesitation, herky-jerky move. Lish showed it all on that one. Big free throws for Neville. That's a brick.
And he is a good free throw shooter, too.
Even professional basketball players feel pressure. And that one really looked like he did. Second one looked great. Still a three-point game. Mark Worthington putting it on the floor because he wants the ball in the late stages of the game. De Leon. Gibson gets it back. It's down to 6. Worthington puts it on the floor. Offensive foul from Mark Worthington.
Someone needed to be able to step up to the blaze to be able to take the shot.
Yeah, it looked like nobody wanted to shoot it.
They're only up 3 points. They just needed one basket to be able to put the game almost within doubt. Now we've got a ball game.
That's Mark Worthington's 5th personal foul, so he's out of the game as well. We'll see some three-point shooters for the Perth Wildcats. Let's listen on how they're going to go about executing, tying this up, and taking this baby into overtime.
Drew, in for toes. Okay. All right. Drew, you go here, mate. Damo. Okay, so right now. Sean here. Okay, so right now. Step out. Step out here, Sean. Yep. Okay, step out. Okay, Kev, you go in that spot right there. Okay, make the pass to here, so set it up. Right now, go and headhunt. Drew, this is your shot. Come off for a 3. You're slipping on that, okay? Jesse, right now, you go pin down, curl and pop. Curl and pop. Now, let's have a look at it. Have a look if you're open. If it's not there, if it's not there, we're looking at curl it, pop it. Jesse, your shot. So you're the first one, you're the second. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you can't...
Well, Shane, are you surprised that they're running this play for Drew Williamson? He's 2 for 2 from the field, but he hasn't been in. He's coming off the bench cold. Well, I'm sure that they have counters out of that.
And he's shooting 24% from the three-point line for the season. Second option is for Wagstaff, and one of the better three-point shooters in the league is Kevin Lish.
Reddish to Williamson for 3. It's off the mark. Reddish runs it down, stays in bounds, throws it up in the air. De Leon gets the rebound, and the